Hanukkah is about more than just lighting up a Hanukkah menorah, eating sufganiyot and latkes, or playing dreidel. Hanukkah is about a man of lawlessness who tried to get God's people to turn against their God, who tried to get God's people to not only turn against their God, but to worship other gods, tried to get them to defile God's own temple and altar, which are holy. It is about God's people being tested of whether they will choose to continue to follow the one true God or decide to assimilate to the rest of the nations as some people already had. Because sometimes that is the easier decision or more comfortable decision to make. But Hanukkah is about a group of people who decided that no, they are not going to assimilate to the rest of the nations. They are not going to bow down to the gods of men. They're going to worship the one true God, the God of Israel. As Joshua said, me and my house, we will serve the Lord and only him. And that's exactly what Judah Maccabee and his followers said. Hanukkah is about this small group of people who decided to remain faithful to God, even as small as a group of people as they were, even when all odds were against them, even when the rest of the whole world was against them. They stood firm in their decision to walk with the Lord. They stayed firm and faithful to God. Hanukkah is about God being faithful to his people, about God keeping his promises, as he had already prophesied that the Messiah of the Jewish people, the Messiah for Israel, was going to come from the tribe of Judah, from the lineage of David. And so he had to preserve them in order for that to be able to happen. So he did. He preserved them by giving them the victory and then helping to kick out Antiochus Epiphanes and his army so that they could reestablish, rededicate God's temple and altar. Hanukkah is about being obedient to God. As soon as they had defeated Antiochus and his army, kicked them out, they were able to cleanse and rededicate the temple and the altar back to God where it rightfully belonged, because God's temple and altar are a physical representation of his authority here on earth, of his throne, of his kingdom. And so they wanted to and desired to rededicate that back to God. And they did so according to the law, the commandments that God had given Moses whenever he created the very first altar in the tabernacle. Hanukkah is also, even if it may be a civil holiday, still a holiday, a day that points to Yeshua, just like everything else. How does it point to Yeshua? Because Yeshua in John chapter 8 says that he is the light of the world. And just as we begin to light the Hanukkah, the Hanukkah menorah,